The people who have done the most with this science and have turned it into a system and gotten the greatest results are doing it for the right reasons. It is to enrich lives, to build reputations, absolutely to have economic success for every partner that invests in them. But it's more than the economics. It is about your purpose and what you're trying to achieve with your life.
It takes this inspiring mission and it makes it at once creates this very, very exciting idea, this mission, this goal that people are going towards, and at the same time puts right into the hands of people at the front line a set of tools by which they can figure out how to be more successful.
Practical measures that they can look at each day.
Schwab. What do you feel like you learned from working with Schwab?
When your name's on the door, Net Promoter becomes a scorecard for your personal legacy. They truly shifted their Net Promoter score by over 70 points. They went from minus 35 at the depth of the time when everyone was saying there won't be Schwab around very long, to positive 35 near the top of their industry.
Schwab is another company that I feel fortunate came early in our experience. They were basically in crisis.
Yeah.
They needed to cut cost. They needed to find additional ways to pump up their profitability. Yet they had previously raised prices and done some things that had put them really kind of out of the market with their customers.
They went down the same path that a lot of commercial banks have gone down. Lots of fees, lots of abusive little gotcha, teaser rates, all those tricks that marketers pull today. And they found themselves in a real deep hole where Chuck Schwab had to come back into the company. He had semi-retired, now he came back into the active CEO role. And I remember describing Net Promoter to him for the first time. And I could just see him straighten up in his chair because he saw, this is going to help me rebuild my reputation.
Even Walt Bettinger, whose name isn't on the door, makes it a habit to listen to the follow-up calls from their client promoter score system. They've really taken it and made it a central piece of their turnaround of Schwab.
Just like the CEO of Rackspace talks to customers, does closed-loop feedback, Walt has done that as well. And I think he would say that's one of the reasons he's been able to have that success. He continues to do it. The thing about Walt that I learned a lot is he uses Net Promoter as a litmus test of how well the firm is living up to its values. He looks at that as in the broadest possible sense, because when we've touched a customer and we've lived up to our values, we get 9s and 10s. And when we fail, it's a statement on which values have we failed to deliver on. And that's a very effective way to look at the system.
I got the opportunity to spend some time with Schwab branch managers and some of the account managers. These guys had really internalized the whole concept, the whole construct. Every time one of the financial advisors was talking to their clients, they were thinking, how can I use this interaction to improve the relationship that I have with this customer?
Yeah, it really changes their daily operations in the branches. And isn't that the real test? When people are saying, oh, we do Net Promoter, and you're thinking, oh, are you using that? You're adding one question on your 50-question survey and now you get your Net Promoter score? Or have you built it into a process that changes the way your people at the front line run their days, day in, day out?
The financial advisors rave about the feedback they get. The branch managers love making the follow-up calls because they get to talk to these customers. And they'll tell you that every time they call up a customer, the first thing that happens is the customer's blown away by the fact that anybody was even listening.
What it inspires, this honest dialogue to understand why we have served you well or failed, that's a very healthy conversation. People ought to have it everywhere, and the Net Promoter just makes it a rhythm that happens.